All right, here we go. Spawning up in the top left for PSISTORM Gaming. It is Gerald in the blue. And his opponent spawning down in the bottom left right for Basilisk GG. It is Trigger. Now, this is the second week action between these two teams. We've got Gerald. Did Gerald shave his mustache? Oh, no. He seems to have joined the New York Yankees in the offseason. No facial hair allowed. And yeah, he's shaking his head. He says, no, I can't get the facial hair anymore. I can't do it. Steinbrenner, he won't let me. Oh, man, that's going to be a big hit to his score in mustache. Now, Gerald. We got to talk about Gerald. What does he do? He doesn't one-gate expand. Even though this map explicitly states you one-gate expand. He has always railed against that. And it is exploitable. But he is the one player that is probably the most comfortable in the world at going 2-gate versus 1-gate expand. He's fine with it. Now, on the other side of the map... Oh, actually, hang on. His opponent just got the Nexus down. That's not good. Oh, no. He's having a very animated conversation as well. Oh, man, what is... Hopefully everything's all right with Gerald. Did Trigger must have cut probes to make this happen. Did he? No, I don't think so. It doesn't look like he did. He has the normal amount of probes pretty much. He's a couple behind, but... I don't know. Gerald, certainly an animated soliloquy on the bottom side. Okay, he is going to go for a... Well, he's going to go for a one-base play, and with the Twilight Council on the way, this looks like it is going to be one-base blink all-in. And of all the maps to go for this on, probably the best one. Dragon Scale is probably the best one. Adding on a couple of adepts here is very interesting. I wonder if this will go for 4-gate blink. Trigger, for his part, has not yet declared his tech. You can go Stargate. That's more of a catch-all play. But against something like this, a quick robo would be very handy. Gerald, by the way, will get in with another probe scout. And, oh, he's going to see that it is, in fact, the second gateway. And more importantly, that robo coming on in. Trigger does have the adept picked off. Gerald, he's not going to be able to break through at the front. Not yet. There is one shield battery and a second one on the way. Of course, the adept from Trigger saw that there was no, saw that there was no expansion. And Warp Gate being chrono boosted out from Trigger will get that up and running. Gerald is going to expand behind this. Trigger's already up 6 workers, though. Oh, but he won't be for long. These adepts are going to get into the main base, and they're going to cause a lot of problems. Now, a couple of adepts will warp on in from Trigger, but Gerald is going to be able to find quite a bit of damage with this. Rather significant mistake from Trigger letting these adepts in. And Gerald really getting some good work done. That is going to, nearly even up the worker count. Only 1 worker lead now from Trigger. And it will get a little bit bigger than that while Gerald's Nexus finishes back up. Still, this is the damage that Gerald kind of needed. Gerald, for his part, does have Blink finishing up pretty quickly behind this. And he's building 2 more adepts. Hang on, he forgot Warp Gate. Oh, no. Oh, no, Gerald, no. Oh, he forgot Warp Gate for so long. Oh, man. Well, that's why he expanded. Oh, jeez. Oh, that is murderous pain. He's got Blink and Warp Gate finishing up at the same time. Trigger gets to scout that the Nexus is done, the exact timing of when it finishes, so now he knows exactly what he can do, and that is Chrono Boost probes. Rebuild probes. Get back in the lead that he had from before. I mean, he kind of maintained that little lead. Not as big as he would have liked to if, you know, he hadn't let the Adepts in at all, but... Jeez. Now... Oh, Gerald going to get in again with double Adept. But doesn't want to shade into the 2 Stalkers and 2 Sentries that were waiting for him. Trigger, for his part, he's just been continuing to pump out Immortals. And Gerald getting a very fast charge upgrade, as well as a couple of more gateways. This is a strange play with no 3rd Nexus on the way just yet. That's going to bring him up to 6 gateways, I believe. Yeah, because he's got 2 at home already, 3 more on the way at home, and then that other proxied gateway. Trigger really starting to pull ahead in supply. He does have a Forge and a Twilight Council on the way, which is going to let him continue to tech up. Gerald has been able to do absolutely nothing with his quick blink. The only thing that it's really enabled him to do is get an extremely fast charge as well. Gerald still has not yet shaded into the main base with those Adepts, despite the fact that Trigger is kind of inviting it. Oh, is he going to go now? He could... Well, no, okay, never mind. There were Stalkers in position. It felt like he could have, but Gerald is just a much more mature lad than I am. Despite me having probably like 15 years on him. No, probably closer to 10. Yeah, the only thing really that Gerald has going for him is charge and the much quicker 3rd Nexus. Gerald, is he going to shade forward this time? Nope, he will get blocked. Nice job from Trigger so far. Trigger does need to either take a 3rd Nexus, though, or go for it. And he might be thinking, yeah, I want to go for it with +1 and Blink. Gerald instantly blinks away as he takes a little bit of damage. Will shade into the natural expansion. Going to be able to grab 4 probes. Can he get that 5th? No! Dodges the shot. James Bond secret agents his way into the assimilator. And then remembers that he's a mechanical probe, but still, for that moment, he was James Bond. Gerald, will he be able to hold this big push from Trigger? Trigger is expanding behind this, but Trigger does need to get a lot done. Blink is going to be completed, but dealing with charge will be a problem, I think, for Trigger, and he sees the number of Zealots his opponent has and says, nah, I don't want any part of that. Rather wise disengage. Ooh, and I actually like this a lot. He's going to go for the Templar Archives now behind us. But Gerald will get to enjoy the advantage of having that quicker 3rd Nexus for a fair bit. However, Trigger finishes +1 as Gerald starts his +1. Ooh, but Gerald will be able to find an opening here where he's able to snipe down a couple of probes. Does lose 1 Stalker. So Trigger with a nice little bit of a punish and even able to save his own Stalkers. Gerald, ooh, he's going to try and bait Trigger forward. This is funny. They're both kind of keeping parts of their army in reserve. Trigger dropping a couple of force fields, breaking up his opponent's concave, but the Zealots are going to charge in, and that means the Immortals will not find the targets they're looking for. However, a lot of the Zealots of Gerald kind of getting taken down. Ooh, big blink forward from Trigger. Gerald trying to get a force field to punish, but really not able to find anything. And more so than anything, it feels like the upgrade advantage was the big story of that fight, where not a whole lot of anything happened, but just over time, the Stalkers of Trigger were doing more damage. Gerald, though, very quick 4th Nexus relative to that of his opponent. In fact, Trigger still doesn't have it on the way. And Gerald looks like he was very diligent with his +1 Chrono Boost, because despite the fact that +1 and +2 started at the same time, Gerald's going to be able to get his upgrade finished up a lot quicker. Even snipes down one of his opponent's Stalkers as Trigger blinks in. And DT Shrine, 2nd Robotics Facility and the Robotics Bay. I do like how Gerald is playing this out. It feels like Trigger has kind of been in a lead, even though Gerald was ahead in economy. The upgrade lead is just such a big deal in this matchup. And especially with this +2, This is a scary timing, but if Gerald can manage to get up to a few disruptors, he could find himself in a really good position. However, this timing is going to hit like a truck. And Trigger has already forced Gerald away from the natural. This is looking very deadly for Gerald right now. Trigger has taken an excellent position outside of the natural expansion of Gerald. And Gerald, I mean, he's got 4 DTs warping in. Where are they going? I think on the other side of the map, actually. I think, yeah. Okay, there's no detection here. Cannon trying to start on up. Trigger is going to lose a lot of probes very quickly, and Disruptor Shot will get a decent connection. Not amazing, to be honest, though. Not as good as it could have been, since I think Trigger was looking away. Gerald is losing a lot of probes as well. Trigger will lose... I think he lost an Immortal there. But he is gutting his opponent's third base. And Gerald... Yeah, I think he ran out of steam with those DTs. I don't think they were able to get into the natural. Big blink forward from Trigger. Will kill one of his opponent's disruptors. Does lose some stalkers to the rest. But there's just so much bulk in this army. However, the army supplies are currently even. Upgrade advantage for Trigger is going to be a big deal. And Gerald did finish off his opponent's third Nexus. So they're both now on 2 bases, both on a similar worker count. And somehow the game is almost completely even. But Trigger is way down in tech. Gerald's got double Robo Disruptor, but Gerald should not be moving out here. He's going to lose the Disruptor. No, Gerald, not like this. He was in such a good position. Now the Immortals are very exposed. There is a Disruptor behind us. Archons are not good against Disruptors, especially when you're attacking aggressively up a ramp. But Gerald goes down the ramp and kind of opens himself up. Trigger, though. I mean... The DTs, where are they going right now? Okay, well, they tried to force the issue into the natural, ran into a cannon, and Archon Morph saves them, but that's not so great. Trigger will find this Observer. No, he doesn't. Disruptor shots coming in from Gerald, but Trigger with a nice split will easily avoid them. War Prism coming back home. Disruptor shot does connect on 2 Immortals. One of them getting taken down. Another one goes down to a forward blink from Gerald. Does Gerald have enough to hold right here? All the Disruptor shots are currently on cooldown, and there's a lot of Archons for Trigger. 2 Immortals in the back for Gerald are not going to find their targets. Oh, and the Disruptor goes down just before it connected on the Archons. Another Disruptor going to show on up for Gerald, and Trigger splits the shot and avoids it. Big blink forward coming on in. Immortals, battery overcharge, trying to keep them alive. One of them does survive. The other one will go down, and this is the scrappiest game so far. 3 observers here for Trigger. Gerald is down an army supply at the moment, but he does have a third Nexus. However, Trigger will have his own finishing up as well. Gerald has thrown away so many disruptors in this game. Oh, man, at this point, I don't think he's got any more on the field. Gerald is on the verge of being broken. Trigger still keeping the aggression up. He is up a little bit of army supply, 13 army supply, which doesn't seem like much, but that is an additional like 33%. Trigger really trying to squeeze this game out. DT morph into an Archon. There is a battery overcharge available for Gerald at this base, but he needs those disruptors more than anything. God, Gerald has been just a little bit too sloppy with his disruptors. Nice blink forward. Will find the Observer. Oh, Gerald walking right into a cannon that I think you have to assume that the cannon's going to be there. There is no disruptor here for the army. Battery overcharge, where is it? Gerald will pop that battery overcharge. The Archon trying to stay alive. Oh, it's trying to hold the line, but it will go down. Immortal also getting low on HP. It will get saved for the moment. Gerald trying to keep that disruptor hidden in the backfield, but he has already lost so much. It's now a double army supply advantage. 2 disruptors. Oh, do get a good connection on one of the Archons and an Immortal. And another Archon and Immortal getting taken out, but now there just might be too many Stalkers at this point. Zealots from Trigger coming on forward, and it is a triple army supply lead and a game 1 victory for Trigger by the skin of his teeth, but he does get the job done. And here we go, game 2 of this series. Spawning down in the bottom right for PSISTORM Gaming, it's Gerald. Looking to even the scoreline at 1 apiece, and his opponent spawning up at the top left. Looking to hand it off to the big boys with a 2-0 lead. It is Basilisk's Trigger in the red. Yeah, I really feel like there was a critical moment when the DTs killed Trigger's third base, and Gerald had been knocked down to 2 bases himself, so they were both on 2 bases, but Gerald had a significant tech lead, and he just got a little bit too spicy with his disruptors, rallied down the ramp as 2 more disruptors were on the way, and I really think he ended up losing 3 disruptors despite getting an okay-ish trade. And I feel like from that point on, things got so much more difficult for him. Just a really tough situation from honestly, from a pretty great start. We do see Gerald, by the way, hiding a probe in the natural after... I don't know what this is for, to be honest. Maybe he's anticipating a 1-gate Nexus, and he's like, I'm going to get in there and block it. But we are not going to see a 1-gate Nexus. However, Trigger, you're not going to do some kind of proxy yourself, are you? No, he's looking around for a fake second pylon, I think. Huh. Gerald, no, you know what? This is just to keep an eye on a potential natural expansion. Yeah, he just wanted to see if there was a 1-gate opening, a 1-gate Nexus. We are going to see Double Stalker versus Double Adept coming on in. Trigger going for the Double Stalker. Gerald going for the Double Adept. The first 2 Adepts from Gerald did get some nice work done. By the way, nice job right here from Trigger. Does block out his opponent's probe with a quick shield battery build. Trigger going for a Twilight Council. Gerald going for that Stargate. Traditionally, we consider that to be a small build order advantage for the Twilight Council player. But I don't know that I would agree with that. Oracles are so valuable in this matchup. And they can just get so much damage done. Trigger is the kind of player, by the way, who does prefer to skip shield batteries as long as possible. Really doesn't like building shield batteries if he can avoid it. Oh. Double Adept. Seeing 4 Stalkers there. Yeah, you don't want to tussle with that. Unless you spawn directly into the mineral line. That feels... Eh. Bleh. Now, we are going to see the Double Adept. Oh, okay. Just checking on things. Sees the 3rd gateway of Gerald, and he's already got his own... Or, of Trigger, and he's already got his own robotics facility on the way. I wonder if we're going to see a second Oracle being produced. Ooh, does the Oracle get revealed by the pylon is the big question. Is he going to let that 4th gateway finish? If he does, that'd be a little bit wild. Oh, he cancels it and lets the Adepts in. Hello? Trigger, what was that? Now he loses 4 probes, 5 probes even. And one of the Adepts might actually get a... Well, it would have gotten away. Oh. Oof. Got unlucky timing there from Trigger. And the Stasis Ward comes on in on the other side of the map. We are going to see the Stalkers moving forward from Trigger. Blink is almost done, and there's no shield batteries at the natural. I believe that was a kill, not a cancel from Gerald. Gerald going to pull some probes to try and fight this, I think. There is an Immortal well on the way, but it's not done just yet. That is a lot of Stalkers here for Trigger, though. He might just be able to get a... Well, he will definitely get a lot done. Will he get the kill? Probably this is enough to kill his opponent's Nexus. I think at this point, you just think about expanding. Ooh, but the shield battery on the other side of the map is going to run out of energy. There's no energy for a recall, or more importantly, for the shield battery overcharge. So we're going to see a lot of probes falling here, and that might force Trigger to go up the ramp. Yeah, Trigger's lost so many probes here. Oh, but Gerald will lose the Oracle. Trigger, yeah, Trigger's on just 10 probes. He feels like he has to attack at this point. Oh, that is so painful. Yeah, with 2 Immortals, it's just not happening. I think you just got to start rebuilding probes. I do like the way he's utilizing the Blink Micro there. to try and just slowly pick away at his opponent's units. Gerald, recognizing his position, adding on a War Prism and a Twilight Council. He's content to be on one base with the damage he's done. But Trigger, I mean, he's happy to drop a contain. The only thing is, will Trigger recognize when he needs to go home? It would be so difficult to make that decision correctly at this point. You want to hold this contain for so long. You're desperate to at this point. Now, I'm surprised we're not seeing Gerald use the War Prism to either A, ferry 2 Immortals, or even 1 Immortal and a couple of Stalkers across the map, or B, use it to drop behind the army. Now, I understand why you wouldn't, because your opponent has Blink, and that is a scary proposition. What you could do, though, is send the Immortals down the ramp, and then have them fire shots, and lift them up with the War Prism when they get force fielded. Instead, though, this is another great option. I think we're just going to see 2 Adepts warp in. And if Trigger warps in a couple more Stalkers, this could be rough. This could be very rough. We are going to see these Adepts coming on in. PSISTORM Gaming needs this victory to have a chance in this match. 100% needs this victory. Trigger has rebuilt his probes. That's the beauty of, you know, both players being on one base. Is Trigger and having the map control that he did, he's able to hold this, and the Adepts, they really don't get anything done. Now, Gerald's next big timing is going to be Blink of his own. And at this point, I think you do want the War Prism at home. You want it to be able to ferry the Immortals. I think you cheat them down to the low ground on the bottom side, and then you Blink on top of the Stalkers. Gerald does have that Observer on top of his opponent's army. Trigger is still in a tough position here. And now Gerald, well, actually, it looks like Trigger might just leave at the exact perfect time. Oh, does he, though? Yeah. He's going to get out of here just as Blink completes. Trigger, can he force a base trade here? Gerald, will he let his opponent force a base trade? He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to let Trigger base trade this one. Oh, that's a lot of Immortals on their own. Oh my goodness. And just like that, one of them does get taken down still. The War Prism is there. And, oh, nice force fields from Trigger. He will blink forward, snaps down another Immortal's neck. Very well done from Trigger. Really under the gun. Nice War Prism micro here from Gerald. Gerald still enjoys an army supply lead, and a significant one at that. Trigger really trying to make something happen, but Gerald, behind this, his Nexus is half done. He has re-expanded. He's adding on more Immortals. Trigger is doing everything he can with these Blink Stalkers, but he's contesting his opponent's Blink as well. And now we see the Sentry, I believe, getting jumped on and taken down. Nice micro from Trigger. Ooh, Gerald with a big Blink forward, though. And these 2 Big Daddy Immortals are saying a lot. They are really causing problems for Trigger. Trigger can't stay and fight. He has to stick and move. He does get up into his own Robotics Bay, and he's adding on Disruptors. That could be the remedy that he's looking for, and could certainly get something done, but this is looking very tough right now for Trigger. Gerald already finished up his Natural Nexus. Well, I say already, but has rebuilt his Natural Nexus. And at this point in the game, both players have to have definitely mined out of half of their main base. Maybe Trigger not at this point because he lost so many probes early, but I still think they're probably down to just 4 mineral patches. So right now it's got to be Gerald just massively outmining his opponent with basically an extra double the economy, probably more in terms of minerals. And Trigger knows he's got to get something done, but oh man, what can you really do? Gerald pulling back at a good timing. After he kind of realizes he can't get too much done himself, he's just going to take advantage of his own economy. Oh, and it looks like a double Adept drop into the main base. We'll try and get something done. Disruptor does take it out. Only 2 probes falling. But that also reveals Disruptor Tech, and that's not how Trigger wanted to show that. He wanted to show Disruptor Tech winning the game. He did not want to show it killing 2 Adepts. You want to show that with, like, an ambush at the top of the ramp, either killing all 4 of those Immortals or killing, like, 10 Blink Stalkers, and then suddenly pouncing on your opponent's army. But there just wasn't much of an opportunity for that. Now, Trigger, if he can get up to like 4 or 5 Disruptors and Gerald still doesn't have the tech countered. Oh, by the way, nice job from both players. Trigger able to get out of there with the Observer. Gerald put his Observer into the stasis mode, the siege mode that I like to call it, and tried to use that vision to get the kill, but Trigger just barely getting out of range. Cute little interaction. Oh, the War Prism will be able to escape on out for Gerald, keeping Trigger really penned back. Oh, sorry about that. Considering how this game has played out, this has been pretty phenomenal out of Trigger. And now he is on, I believe, he's got 3 Disruptors with his army. I think a 4th one is on the way. There is still options for Trigger, and that is surprising to say the very least, considering how they started out. Oh, the Immortals are going to be so scary, though. Gerald knows he needs to be very quick and dirty with those to avoid the Disruptors. He needs to keep moving them around. Finally, his own Robotics Bay on the way. Trigger hunting for those Immortals, I should say, with the Observer, and he will find them. Oh, Trigger, very patient with the Disruptor shot, but he does need to fire one out. Gerald's trying to flank around. This is such a neat little skirmish, the way they're approaching this. The 4 Immortals really trying to find an opening. Nice job from Trigger. Snipes down his opponent's Observer. Observer placement and vision is so important in the Disruptor game. Trigger, if he can sprint towards the natural, that would be huge, but we do see a couple of force fields being warped on in. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, a couple of Adepts do come on in, but we see a huge find on the 4 Immortals of Gerald. Gerald will lose 2 of them very quickly, but a big blink forward from Gerald is going to find all the Disruptors. Only 2 of them survive, and both of them have their shots on cooldown. Does Trigger have enough Blink Stalkers to carry the day, though? It is going to be very close. Gerald does have the ability to War Prism twice, well, to micro twice with the War Prism, but Trigger with a slightly better concave here. A lot of probes did fall on the other side of the map. Trigger, oh, he doesn't have the reinforcements, and Gerald is going to crush him on the tail end. It was that big... that looked so close in the actual fight, but Gerald was actively reinforcing it, and Trigger did not have the ability with no War Prism there. Gerald will be able to take this one down, and with that fight going in his way with a 3rd base done, Trigger has no choice but to tap out, but a well-fought game indeed. GG. And here we go. Game number 3. Spawning up in the top left of Gressvan, it is MaxPax, and his opponent spawning down in the bottom right, it is Basilisk Reynor. This is gonna be a good one. Up until just a couple of weeks ago, MaxPax was beating everyone in this matchup. Absolutely crushing everyone in this matchup. I think he beat Dark multiple times. He was doing just really well overall. And then in the Basilisk big tournament, the anniversary tournament that they put on, $2,500 tournament, MaxPax started 0-1 versus Serral and then got dropped 4-0 in that series by Serral. And that was just a matter of Serral coming in so prepared and playing absolutely lockdown. MaxPax, it felt like he did everything he could, but Serral just had an answer to absolutely everything. It felt like Serral's ZVP of old. And since then, it feels like MaxPax might have taken a bit of a hit to his confidence. Funnily enough, in around that same period of time, he 4-3'd Maru in the Pigpan tournament. I believe that was a $5,000 tournament in the grand finals, which was a huge result for him. Absolutely incredible stuff. But Since then, he dropped the series to Dark 2-0 last week, despite once again looking pretty good. Didn't actually manage to win it. It's going to be interesting if he can get anything done versus Reynor, because right now PSISTORM is really relying on him. At best, you can hope that SpeCial has something in the tank for Serral to be able to take a map, but I think asking SpeCial to take 2 maps versus Serral is a huge ask. Asking anyone to take 2 maps against Serral in 2 maps, like 2 of 2, is just a ridiculous request. Asking someone who's not, you know, Dark or Rogue. Who else? Maru? Maybe Hero? Even Hero, I wouldn't feel confident asking for him to do that. By the way, let's talk about the game a little bit. We do have the double chrono boost of Adepts coming across the map, and MaxPax is able to snipe down a Creep Tumor. Reynor will have Link Speed finishing up at the standard 330 timing. And MaxPax, did he skip? Yeah, he skipped a Robo. He's gone 4-gate Glaives with a delayed Robo. Ooh, can he get away with these Adepts? He's going to try. Reynor trying to get this around. Does manage to stutter step on top of the 1 Adept. Doesn't get the kill, but he gets a lot of damage. And even just a little move like that inspires a lot of confidence for me in Reynor. That, you know, he's looking sharp and comfy. One thing that you can say about Reynor is that he hasn't been perfect. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's been especially in the World Team League, he's been somewhat inconsistent. But that was a pretty nice looking bit. It's a lot to read into, but I'm feeling scared for MaxPax, and I'm feeling confident in Reynor right now. 7 roaches, by the way, starting on up in order to deal with this Resonating Glaives push. MaxPax is going to be transitioning into very quick Robotics Bay behind this. But Reynor, for now, will be well prepared to deal with the first push. We do see more Adepts warping in, I believe, at home. Oh, Creep Tumor completing just before the Adepts can get their shot off. And this is already some very good creep, some very developed creep against this. Meanwhile, Link counterattack coming in across the map. Looking to... Actually, I'm not sure what he's looking to do with that. You probably want those Links at home, to be honest. I'm not sure. I think he might have missed the next set of Adepts and be thinking that this is only 8 Adepts. But now he sees that it is 16. Hang on. Oh, no. What he was doing, he was waiting for the warp-in so that there were no warp-ins available at home. Very clever move for Reynor. Okay, that's what he was going for. Meanwhile, Double Adept trying to get into the natural expansion will get jumped on by Reynor. And this is a nasty situation right now for MaxPax already. Reynor going to be comfortably able to drone up behind this, grabbing a layer, and will target down the Cybernetics Core. I don't think he actually kills this. Oh, just barely stays alive. 14 HP. What is that? That's 1 armor on the Cybernetics Core. That's 4 more hits. He had some Zerglings in reserve. If he'd put them on that right away, he probably kills it. 2 more Zerglings attacking it twice, and that Cyber Core goes down. As it stands, that kind of takes a little bit of the wind out of Reynor's sails as he was starting to gain some momentum. I still much prefer this position for Reynor. Massively prefer it. But if MaxPax can secure that 3rd Nexus, get onto the map with a double Disruptor drop, double War Prism Disruptor drop, and maybe slips a couple of Adepts in somewhere, that's... Things can very quickly go from sunny to... you know, stormy for the Zerg player here. A couple of Creep Tumors going to get picked off by MaxPax. Adepts, they're just going to hang out here. MaxPax needs to get something done with this double Disruptor drop. That is for sure. Reynor, for his part, is going for +1 missile Roach speed and Bane speed, all similarly timed here. He's going to try and use the Adepts to bait the Roaches forward. Disruptor drops will come on in. Do grab a couple of Roaches. That actually might be enough for the Adepts. Okay, no, only initially for them to take the fight. But it actually kind of opens up the third base a little bit. Reynor with a quick drone pull means he won't lose too many drones, only losing 5 initially. Oh, but MaxPax able to shade forward into the natural. We'll grab a 6th drone. Nice job from MaxPax to maximize the value there. Get that 6th drone. That was a really earned 6th drone. Ooh, and now the Disruptor drop in the natural will grab another couple of drones. Another 7 drones. And all of a sudden, the worker count is now even. This is not a comfy position to be in for Reynor. He is on 4 bases, but his creep spread has been heavily hampered back. This is exactly the situation I was describing. A couple of Adepts slip in. The Disruptors get some good work done. And now, all of a sudden, it is Reynor who kind of has to get something done with this big push. And you really don't want to try and get something done aggressively against Disruptors. Reynor, though, does bait out the first Disruptor drop. And now Bane speed and +1 missile are going to complete. There's no blink just yet for MaxPax. This is a 10-second timing that Reynor might be able to exploit. And this is looking very dangerous for MaxPax. Blink not quite done, but he's splitting up the Stalkers very effectively. Disruptor drop comes in on top of the Roaches. Good split from Reynor. Oh, but another Disruptor. Another decent split from Reynor, but he still catches a couple of those Roaches. MaxPax just doesn't have the numbers right now, though. Oh, man, he was moving forward with the Disruptor drop. If he had it at home and another Disruptor in addition, he probably could have held this. But instead, he's going to lose a lot of these probes. Still, a huge Disruptor shot on those Roaches. One more of the Disruptors will go down, though, and MaxPax forced to blink back behind his wall. Battery Overcharge will keep him alive, but he is going to lose that third Nexus. And Reynor, behind us, he's droning. He's droning. He's on 4 bases. And he is looking very comfortable. MaxPax, oh man, if he could have recognized how committed Reynor was and played more defensively after he got those big, well, wasn't even that big, but I mean, 13 drones is a lot considering the previous economic position. If he could have recognized that, that would have been all he needed. Reynor with a nice dodge on that one Disruptor shot, getting the Lings out of the way. Even anticipating like a counter dodge from MaxPax. Reynor is adding on a couple more drones, but he is going to absolutely keep the pressure on. He does not want to let MaxPax feel any breathing room or try and resecure a third base. Disruptor does connect on a few Roaches, but that is not going to be enough. Battery Overcharge already back off cooldown. Feels like it was not that long. Where are the Disruptors? Oh, looks like the other Disruptor drop is coming back home. The one Disruptor that just fired a shot did go down. Banelings are going to try and flood on forward, but oh, Disruptor, both of them being forced to lift up. MaxPax will eat some big Baneling shots, but the Disruptor, oh, that's a big connection. Right in the center of Reynor's army. But, oh, if it were a more even game, that would be such a huge deal. As it is, this will allow MaxPax to breathe a sigh of relief, and army supplies for the moment are pretty similar. However, MaxPax's economy is crap. He also lost his cybernetics core during all that, which means he can't warp in Stalkers. And just like that, he sees his opponent's economy and will just tap out. Knows there's nothing he can do. All right, here we go. Spawning up in the top right for PSISTORM Gaming, it is MaxPax and his opponent. Spawning down to the bottom left for Basilisk, it is Reynor. We do have a must-win situation for MaxPax right here. Once again, even asking SpeCial to take a single game off Serral is going to be pretty tough. Asking him to 2-0 Serral when Serral will get the map pick is... That's just too much, man. It's just too much. SpeCial came very prepared for Serral with some super funky stuff at IEM Katowice that was totally outlandish and completely bizarre, and Serral dealt with it so calmly. So calmly and coolly. Now, MaxPax does go for the hatch block here once again. We'll see what he elects to. Well, we'll see what he elects to do off of this. Obviously, the Glaive Adepts really didn't get too much done. I do think maybe MaxPax goes a little bit too hard on the Glaive Adepts. I think I'd like to see him play Stargate a little bit more. But it does feel like you have to do something against a player like Reynor sometimes. Like, it feels like you really have to take the initiative and try and be the one to initiate. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's not an easy situation. There's no good solution. No good solution to a player like Serral, to a player like Reynor, to a player like Maru. If there was an easy solution, I mean, they wouldn't be world champions. They wouldn't be 5-time GSL champions in the condition of Maru, in the state of Maru. Reynor, by the way, not expanding the creep back towards his natural. Instead, yeah, he dropped the creep tumor forward. That is very unexpected. It will be a Stargate play from MaxPax here, which, once again, I think is probably the right call. Oh, Adept's going to shade forward into the main base. Reynor with a very quick drone pull, but... Oh, wow. MaxPax not quite quick enough to snipe down that second drone. It does grab the first one. Adepts will shade out Reynor. Oh, can he... I think he's going to be able to kill this one Adept. Oh, the Adepts... Okay, yeah, you cancel the shade and you recall, I think. Oh, he's actually not going to recall. Oh. Oh, my God. Oh, that poor Adept. She couldn't get back into the corner. But it's fine. She gets there eventually, and she's regenerated enough shields. MaxPax... Oh, well, okay, here's a side effect of going for the Glaives play, is that Reynor started up a Roach Warren. He did not anticipate this... He did not anticipate this Oracle play. He wasn't thinking that was going to be the case. Wow, that was a quick Spore Crawler morph right there from Reynor. MaxPax does pick off a good number of Lings, but I don't know if he'll be able to get anything for it. Hang on, actually, he will find an opening in the main base. That is going to be 4 drones going down very quickly to that Oracle. Meanwhile, on the third base location, there are no queens in position. MaxPax, this is what I was looking for from him. Finding some huge damage with the Oracle and these Adepts. 10 drones falling. Reynor really getting discombobulated here. MaxPax will lose these 2 Adepts, but it looks like he killed a good number of Lings for it as well. And now behind this, MaxPax is... Yeah, this feels like a great game for MaxPax so far. At this point, this is one of those games where you want to keep the pressure on the Zerg almost up. You almost want to keep it up indefinitely. So you're thinking, I want to get up into my blink and +1 as fast as possible. I want to really keep Reynor on the back foot. I feel like this is a game where Hero would go for like 5 or 6 Oracles. Just because you know your opponent can't really go for a counterattack, and you just open the options to find so much more damage, and you defend against pretty much anything that's not like a mass queen push. And really, there's no option for some kind of mass queen push. Unless a Nidus Worm was already on the way. Oh! Almost loses that Oracle. Almost gets it cut off. But he does get 2 more drones and slips out. Another couple of Adepts going to sneak out to the left side. Very neat stuff. Oh, MaxPax going double Forge here. This is an amazing position for MaxPax right now. Off the damage he's done to Reynor, Reynor is really slowed down. The one thing I will say is that Reynor's creep spread looks amazing. Especially on that left side where he started that tumor so far forward. It did leave him exposed to the early harassment and really created a lot of problems. But it has allowed him to get some great creep going so far. Now, this is what I'm talking about from MaxPax. This is what I wanted to see. Continuation of aggression. Double Adept going to just cancel their shades. MaxPax does need to clear out a lot of this creep. Behind this, 4th Nexus on the way for MaxPax, as well as a robotics facility. Reynor will find the couple of Adepts on the left side. That's kind of nice. Actually, that's really nice. It just takes something off the table for MaxPax. Reynor is trying to add on an infestation pit. This is likely for a fast hive, but I wouldn't hate it if he just added on a couple of infestors. No, at this point, it feels like he needs a bit of a, not a Hail Mary, but like he needs to do something a little bit funky to kind of regain momentum. Okay, it's just going to be a very fast hive. For now, he's just playing Mass Ling. No Roach Warren. Fast +2 melee. Fast, well, relatively fast Bane speed. Double Adept. Oh, will get jumped in the natural. And these Adepts really don't benefit from the upgrades, whereas the +1 melee does help those Lings a fair bit against them. Ooh, Reynor going to try and crash in on top of this. There are Stasis Wards in the back. Big Stasis Ward to start things off. And a huge secondary Stasis Ward. Those must have combined to catch like 35 Lings. That's a very successful Stasis Ward on both fronts. MaxPax, is he going to add on +2 armor? There we go. There it is. +2 armor, a couple more gateways, Templar Archives. Reynor, for his side, is going straight up into a Hydra Den, which makes me think he wants to go basically Ling Lurker. MaxPax, the only thing is that he doesn't have a good idea of what his opponent's been doing. I don't think he knows that there's already a hive on the way. Oh, well, already a hive about to finish. It's going to be like an 8:45 hive. Yeah, there we go. 8:42, 8:43 is when it finished up. Stalkers are going to blink back. Another decent Stasis Ward. We are going to see a surround coming on in. Stalkers will take some big Baneling shots, and Reynor will break the momentum of MaxPax a little bit. However, MaxPax kind of grabs it right back as he finds this 5th base of his opponent and knocks it out. But once again, the big issue right now for MaxPax is that I don't think he knows about this tech switch from Reynor. Doesn't know about the Lurker Den. Now, 2-2 upgraded gateway units, or even for now, 2-1, they're going to be really strong. But MaxPax, he's going to have to cancel this 5th base. It's good news for Reynor. Going to take a little bit of the pressure off. Lings will try and get in on top of this newest base, and there is +2 melee done, so those Banelings pack a punch. Lings in the natural will find some good value, but MaxPax, he's got a lot of oracles overhead. Ooh, Banelings trying to find these probes. Probes are going to try and split up against this. 15 probes already falling. Reynor will get cleaned up, but MaxPax took a bit of a clubbing right there. Bit of a drubbing to the head. And there is PSISTORM finishing up, but Reynor's going to have Lurkers very shortly. Not a lot of gas, so he can't morph in a ton. And they won't be strong. They won't have any attack upgrades. They won't have range. They won't have adaptive talents. But if he can keep his opponent on the back foot for a little bit longer, he will have time to get those critical upgrades up. And there it is. He immediately starts up the Lurker range upgrade. MaxPax really not able to find too much. And look at this Reynor taking the gold base from the back. I love that he's doing this here. Taking the gold base on the left side. Oh, that's a big storm. But the Lings, none of them actually go down. They do get pretty heavily bruised up. Reynor is in a situation where if MaxPax can get across the map, he might just crush Reynor right now. I don't think... Yeah, I think that's the first 2 Lurkers that have just been morphed in. There's 2 Lurkers on the way. Zealots are going to find this 5th base once again. But that gold base, I believe, is up in mining. Yeah, there we go. Just now starting to get it mining. And look at that, the reverse gold base. I have theorized that this would be an amazing idea, and I love it. I love so much when players think outside the box like this. Or, more importantly, when they make me look smart. That's what I love. Lurker range is now done. There are a few Archons. Actually, this is 6 Lurkers with range. Even with no attack upgrades, they're going to do very well against this army. Oh, MaxPax, ooh, needs to blink away. And now the Ling counterattack coming on in. Ling Lurker is actually so good against what MaxPax is doing. Oh, but we are going to see Archons leading the charge. We'll be able to get in on top of these lurkers. Storm will soften the lurkers up, and that means MaxPax will break through this front line. There is a very exposed lurker den right there. Zealots in on top of the gold base. Counterattack from Reynor will find the 5th base of MaxPax. But if MaxPax kills... Actually, MaxPax can kill 3 bases right now. He can just ignore the natural, go for these freshest bases, use the storms to zone his opponent out, and he can just find all these bases. That's a lot of very clumped up overlords as well. This is looking brutal right now for Reynor. Lings are... Oh, hang on. This is going to be a big surround of Lings, but a really nice set of storms on the top and bottom sides will deal with this. Hydra's on the top left trying to hold the units in position, and the drones trying to keep the Archons trapped for those lurkers, but there's actually enough for MaxPax to fight back through this. War Prism almost going down, but not quite. MaxPax will be able to take this one down and evens the series at 2 apiece. And now it's up to Serral versus SpeCial. All right, here we go. Game number 5, spawning up the top right for PSISTORM Gaming. It is SpeCial in the blue. And his opponent spawning down in the bottom left for Basilisk. It is Serral, the finisher. SpeCial got that nice bokeh effect. Serral looking like he is ready to grace the album cover of a punk band. My Chemical Injects. Actually, I don't think My Chemical Romance is a punk band. SpeCial going command center first. Great decision. Serral, I think you could give 1,000 games. I don't think Serral would proxy hatch in any of them. He would literally have to know for a fact that SpeCial was going to command center first. But if it was 1,000 blind games against a player that he knew was SpeCial's caliber, I don't think he would ever proxy hatch. And, of course, big thank you to the World Team League for putting things on here. Once again, you can check out my YouTube. Well, you can check out the rest of the YouTube videos for the entirety of the regular season of the World Team League as it is released. Yeah, should be pretty awesome. Already got some good matches up there from the first week. This is, of course, week 2. And as it stands right now, we've got PSISTORM Gaming at an 0-1 scoreline and Basilisk Gaming at a 1-0 scoreline. Basilisk with 3 points in the standings. PSISTORM has not collected a point yet. But it is worth mentioning that PSISTORM has the, on paper, most difficult start of the regular season. The only thing that could make it worse would be a meeting with Onside Gaming in the following weeks. That would officially make it the most difficult setup. But fortunately, they don't run into Onside Gaming until later. And in fact, they actually face another very tough team in the next round. That is Abydos, who I think is probably the 3rd or 4th, probably the 4th seeded team going into the regular season. Off the command center first, by the way, very quick 3rd CC from SpeCial. So he is playing with Econ in mind. But after that, things get a little bit easier for PSISTORM Gaming. They will face the Platinum Heroes, then Invictus Gaming, then Starlight Twinkle, who cannot be underestimated with Cham and Spirit on the roster. But I do still think that it is a favored match for PSISTORM Gaming. I think that's a big opportunity for them to... It's a big opportunity for them to make up for the first, probably going to be 3 weeks. Wow, this is going to be 2-port BC, isn't it? Does he have a second starport already? No, single port? It's going to be mech, I think. SpeCial Going for some big daddy, big brain plays. Ooh, single Hellion does get spotted. Looks like SpeCial just played super giga greedy and has been continuing to pump out Marines here off of this. Oh, this is really important. Okay, he does see the starport. Oh, I think he saw the tech lab. Did he see it? He did see the tech lab. Okay. If you saw a reactor, this could... Oh, no, I think that would have been too quick of a reactor to be 3CC 2-on-1. I think SpeCial... I think Serral has figured out what this is. Yeah, I think so. We are going to see Yamato Cannon being researched, and it will be a bio follow-up from this from SpeCial, so not going to be mech. Okay. It felt like with the number of Marines... Huh. Interesting. Is this Yamato with just one BC? Or is this going to be some big mind game plays where he's like, okay, I make like 2 or even 3 BCs and try and fake mech? Huh. Well, Serral... Okay, how does he deal with this first BC? Yamato has not yet done it. Will be a second BC being built, so at least 2. Realistically, Yamato wouldn't make a lick of sense if you were only building 1 BC. There is a Spore Crawl in the main base and 3 Queens well positioned, so only 2 drones go down thanks to that very quick pull. Serral adding on double Evo Chamber here. He doesn't yet know, I think, if it's bio or mech. But once again, I'd be definitely feeling mech at this point. Scan comes down, sees the time of the Spire, and he sees that Roach speed is being researched. Okay, so I think we're going to probably see double attack upgrades coming in from Serral, although that's a lot of Marines here, even more than he saw earlier. 8 Roaches coming on in and a very quick infestation pit. Serral still hasn't declared his upgrades. I think we're going to see double attack upgrades. I think he thinks that this is mech. I certainly would. I would be completely bamboozled by this. Okay. Oh, well, it's going to be... Okay, it's going to be Carapace and +1 missile. So you can actually still play this and still go into Ling Bane rather easily. You add on +2 Carapace, then the +1 melee, and you have this 1-1-2 timing. Oh, Mutas. What? Okay. Well, this is something that I don't think SpeCial is going to expect at all. Only 5 Mutas, but that's exactly enough to one-shot SCVs. 2 Infestors. Wait. Huh? Well, this could work out very well for SpeCial potentially, or it could work out very poorly for SpeCial if he's not anticipating the Infestors. Okay, now Serral knows. Okay, yeah. He's scouted. He's made sure. He knows exactly what's up. 3 more barracks coming on in for SpeCial, so he's going to go for an 8 racks. And the Infestors will be very interesting because they could get a lot done. He also, it feels like, maybe wants to try and use fungal growth corrosive bile combos on these battle cruisers. A couple Yamatos do take down some Queens. That's kind of a nice find. Armory is a little bit late. Here come the Mutas. And that's going to force a blink back on these BCs. There's nothing to deal with these Mutas just yet. This 5 Muta hit squad is really struggling to find any damage because they have such low DPS in such small numbers. But he does get 5 SCVs. Very cute. Very cute. Behind this, we've got a... Wow, we've got a quick Hydra Den. That's going to be Lurkers. Serral did play Lurker drops, I believe, in week 1 versus Cure in game number 2. Is that right? I think that's right. It was really cool. It was really cool to see. Very out there. We do see 2-2 on the way here for Serral. +2 missile, +2 Carapace. And 2-2 also on the way here for SpeCial. Serral just looking for a little bit of damage with the Mutas. Not able to find too much, but... Oh, Infestor does go down, but he gets the growth. Well, no, not enough. Fungal growth didn't land long enough, or didn't stay long enough. And so the BC will get away. Muta's just going to try and exploit the gas geyser positioning, but one of the Muta's wandering into the missile turret just a little bit. SpeCial will start to move forward here. There's actually not a lot of creep from Serral, but I mean, he's going for lurkers anyways. Two of the Muta's going to go down, but they will find the gas geyser, so I guess that's something. It's kind of small potatoes with those Mutas. Ooh, there we go. SpeCial now adding on a second and third factory. Serral crushing the watchtower so we can take that gold base. Oh, BC is going to teleport in on top of the... Well, on top of some corrosive biles. SpeCial trying to bulldog through these lurkers, but he's not going to be able to do so. Oh, and now he's kind of pinned up against the corner. Corrosive biles do land on a medevac. Nice fungal growth here from Serral. And SpeCial looks like he is just going to get crushed in this fight. Corrosive biles do take down the tank. Maybe there's not enough lurkers. More reinforcements flooding in for SpeCial. He will drive this back, at least for the moment. Corrosive biles, though, are going to push this back. And even just a few lanes with all the medevac energy so low. Serral doing pretty well here. Yeah, he will drive SpeCial back. The supplies are looking really heavily in favor of Serral, but it feels like a lot of that must have been in production. It felt like that was going well for Serral, and it eventually did, but there was a moment where he kind of started looking like SpeCial was making some progress. However, Serral does what Serral does best. And he wins. Wins the fight. Hasn't won the game yet, but he's looking very strong in this one. Single medevac drop on the left side will just kind of secure the watchtower. 3 siege tanks being added on at a time from SpeCial. He is desperate to find something to deal with the lurkers of his opponent. Oh, that's cute. +3 Carapace, +1 melee. I do like that. Liberator's a little bit stacked up, but there wasn't enough corrosive biles available, or he didn't get the corrosive biles off to take them down. Meanwhile, single lurker for harass on the 4th base of SpeCial. Very nice to deny that mining time. Look at that. 3 Marines, 3 Marauders, 3 tanks, and 3 SCVs at a time, and no +3 armor. But +3 weapons. Oh, the saddest Marauder and Marine not able to finish the job. Wasn't enough scans available. SpeCial will find that lurker on the left side. There is like a limited amount of creep for Serral. Like, he doesn't have a lot of creep spread, and it's interesting because if there's not a lot of Vipers and a bunch of siege tanks suddenly roll up on your lurkers, I mean, things can go very poor for a Terran failure very quickly. But speaking of going very poorly, well, that was actually too much bio for the Lings to deal with. It looked like that was SpeCial about to get caught, but yeah, you just had a little bit too much, and Serral maturely disengages there. Oh, 1 lurker on the wrong side. That's a big stim getting forced out. Parasitic bomb on the medevacs will drive them back. Siege tanks in the back. Well, SpeCial's actually taking position on this gold base. The army movement of SpeCial is looking pretty good. Serral going to be forced to give up this base. That's going to knock him back to down to just 4 bases. SpeCial, for his part, just now adding on additional command centers. Ooh, lurkers in the natural will force the bio army back, and there's barely anything to put the medevacs. Well, there's barely any medevacs to put the units in. Meanwhile, counterattack would find a bunch of tanks on the other side of the map, and SpeCial, he just left his tanks unattended, lost 2 to abducts, and now the rest of this army will get swamped and flooded. That was looking really promising for SpeCial for a moment, but he doesn't even kill off the gold base. He could have just killed off that gold and been in a really comfy position, I feel like. But now Serral is right on top of his 3rd base. 2 of the factories are completely under fire, totally sieged up, and likely to go down at this rate. I do like that SpeCial loads up that 1 tank, drops it on the high ground, but he doesn't siege it. That's a little unfortunate. Counterattack on the other side of the map is just a single drop, and it is not going to get the job done. Serral takes a super weirdly scrappy game number 5 and puts his team on match point. And here we go. Game number 6. Spawning up the top left, looking to force the ace match. For PSISTORM Gaming, it's SpeCial. And his opponent spawning down in the bottom right for Basilisk. It is Serral. And look at this. I was wondering if we might see something like this. We are going to see 1 SCV coming across the map, 2 SCVs coming across the map. What are we going to see? Not often we see Serral dealing with proxies, but look at this. He's built a 17th drone. I think he's going for a pool first. He might even be going gas pool. Yes, he is. This is disastrous for SpeCial. And it's a 3 racks, which I think makes it even worse. Oh, this is the worst case scenario right here for SpeCial. The only thing that... Wow, what could actually be worse than that? 12 pool Roach Ravager. But Serral is going to have such a fast Ling speed against this, or a fast Roach Warren, which is actually worse. Because at least with the fast Ling speed, there's a timing where the Marine count can maybe get some momentum. If you like catch the Marine or catch the Lings kind of derping around when they shouldn't be. But Serral has the Overlord at the natural. He's going to have a super fast Ling speed. And he is going to see that there is no expansion at the natural with that Overlord eventually. Well, actually, I think the Overlord's going straight for the ramp. So he's going to see that there's no barracks there. And then he'll probably check the natural. But before that happens, he's gonna see this Marine anyways. And this... Oh, this is bad news bears for SpeCial right here. Ling's already popping on out. The only period of vulnerability is while the second, I guess third Overlord is being constructed. But we just now see the first bunker on the way. Serral will see the third SCV. He's building a spine, by the way, on the high ground, and he's looking to intercept reinforcements. You don't want to let this bunker get up, because that bunker is in range of the hatchery. But Serral is doing an excellent job of just kind of buying himself time right here. And drones are going to pull into this. Lings will come in from the back. The reinforcing Marines are not... They're nowhere to be found. And the SCV does get denied. Serral, he is keeping... Actually, he's killed 2 of the SCVs. He's going to kill the third one as well. Great target fire on the Queen. And now the spine crawler will go to the low ground. The bunker should not complete, and Ling speed is closing in. It's getting very close to finishing. There are a lot of Marines here, though. Hang on, can SpeCial do this? This is a lot of Marines, but the spine crawler ultimately does burrow. SpeCial did kill 3 drones. Oh, but Ling speed is now complete. Oh, if SpeCial had that bunker done, this would be such a different game. But it's not done. And Serral, oh, gotta be careful with that one. Queen gets very low in HP. 3 more SCVs being pulled into this. Serral will slip the Lings around the Marines. And he's actually gonna find 3 reinforcing Marines. That is huge value. But the bunker does complete. And SpeCial, oh, he's gonna lose another 2 Marines at minimum. He will take this this hatchery out almost for sure. However, he has left the bunker very exposed, and now the Lings come in from the back. Oh, this is such a nice maneuver from Serral. SpeCial, he just got absolutely brutally pranked. Oh, man, he got baited so hard. And now there's not enough Marines to fight these Lings. It's over. Oh, and just like that, it goes from... a pretty good situation for SpeCial to suddenly GG. And if that's not Serral's superpower, I don't know what is. Damn, that really looked scary for Serral. But he absolutely bamboozled the living crap out of SpeCial, and that will give Basilisk the 4-2 victory. Once again, putting them at the top of the standings. 6 points out of a possible 6. And I believe that brings them to now a +4 map differential. And thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure to check out the rest of the World Team League videos and the rest of my YouTube. And hit that like and subscribe.